The new boys in the Cooperative Championship, the Keighley Cougars, are in action here at Cougar Park as they face fellow strugglers, the Batley Bulldogs, fresh from a record-breaking performance last time out. Well, Keighley started the season on -9 points after going into administration during the winter. Things have improved just slightly. They picked up a bonus point, but still there at the bottom, -8. And Batley Bulldogs not doing an awful lot better yet to win a game this season in the championship, second from bottom. The table led at this very early stage by Featherstone Rovers with their 100% record, just like Halifax. Well, coming up in round 4 in the Cooperative Championship on Saturday at 7 o'clock down in the southwest of France. Should be a great game between Toulouse Olympique and the Barrow Raiders. Another side yet to win a game in the championship. Then on Sunday at 3 you've got Dewsbury against Widnes, Featherstone Rovers against Whitehaven, and Halifax take on the Lee Centurions. And then in Championship 1 on Sunday at 2, South Wales Scorpions take on the London Scholars. And at 3 o'clock on Sunday, it's Blackpool against Swinton, Doncaster host the York City Knights, Hunslet take on Rochdale, and Workington entertain Gateshead Thunder. Well, as the rain falls here at Cougar Park, Keighley with 1 or 2 problems going into this game, missing 2 big names, or 2 big players, Brendan Rawlins and Scott Law, 2 props out for Barry Eaton. They do have George Rayner at fullback, Craig Moss, Tom Burton, Daley Williams, Gavin Duffy, John Presley and Danny Jones. And in the forwards, Andy Schickel, James Feather captains the side, Ryan Benjerfield, Chris Baines, Oliver Purseglove and Carl Hughes at loose forward. And then on the bench, Will Cartledge, Jermaine Ray, Greg Nicholson and James Haythorne-Thwaite, and the coach is Barry Eaton. Now, significant absentee for the Batley Bulldogs with no Johnny Campbell, the country's top try scorer at the moment with 14 to his name, is out because of a thigh injury. Ash Lindsay and Dave Tootill left out by coach Carl Harrison. So Ian Priest is at full back, then it's Lee Greenwood, Mark Toohey, Danny Morn, Mark Barlow, Paul Hanforth is back to captain the side alongside Gareth Moore, fresh from his record-breaking performance against Gateshead Thunder in the last round of the Northern Rail competition. In the forwards, Byron Smith, Chris Lythe, Sean Hesketh, Chris Buttery, Jason Walton and Tommy Gallagher at loose forward. And on the bench, Craig Potter, James Martin, Kyle Wood and John Gallagher. The coach is Carl Harrison. Well, Batley, as I said, fresh from a record-breaking performance last time out when they went to Gateshead and ran up 100 points in that Northern Rail Cup tie. But conditions here this evening are not going to help either side. The pitch, already heavy beforehand, is now getting a thorough soaking. Carl Harrison will be wondering just how this pitch plays. Of course, Keighley sharing this with a local amateur football field, and it's not in the best of shape for this game. Lots of sand on it, lots of soft patches, and even though Terry Keighley is struggling down at the foot of the table, 9 points deducted before the start of the season, one thing you're certain of coming here is that they'll put up a fight.
Barry Eaton said that's all he's asking of his players. He knows that his team have got to get up to the speed of this championship, because this Batley side, to score 100 points no matter who you play against, that shows that you've got a bit of confidence and you're working for each other, and that's what they've done last week. Carl Harrison said that's what he was most pleased with that win.
Jamie Leahy is the referee for this one, and it'll be the Keighley Cougars who'll get us underway. The pride of Keighley playing from left to right. And Danny Jones puts boot to ball and gets things underway. And it'll be interesting to see how Keighley back up after a pretty arduous trip to the southwest of France. A valiant performance against Toulouse Olympique, picking up a bonus point in that defeat, 34-26. But it's a pretty sharp turnaround, certainly for part-time players.
And it's the interchange of the prop forwards where you've got to say that they've got to really step up, Keighley. They've lost 2 starting prop forwards, and Batley really do like to play in the middle channel of the pitch.
Well, Danny Morn takes the tackle, the 4th of this opening set of 6. And here's Tommy Gallagher, picked at loose forward with Ash Lindsay, left out by Carl Harrison this evening. Don't know if he knew the weather. That looked a forward pass. It was, says referee Leahy, and I think he probably got the call from the touch judge.
That's a crucial error from Batley. Trying to get that pass out.
Just sit on the second line.
Tiger Hanforth, he's the normal kicker. We saw Gareth more when we watched Batley last. He took up one or two of the kicking responsibilities, but interestingly, in that opening set of 6, Batley looking for their elbows and knees, not interested in getting a contest of strength. Let's see how Keighley deal with the same prospect.
On the 40-metre line with the Cougars then in this their first opportunity with ball in hand, and they get the penalty offside against Batley.
23 will call. Full 10.
Penalties don't do anything, they only hurt yourself.
Up here, guys.
You've got to make sure that Batley didn't get to the kick. They've given a penalty away, good field position. Keighley looked to attack straight away.
James Feather takes the tap.
Full 10, let's work hard.
So this is a great opportunity early on for the Cougars. They are playing down this bit of a slope here. Andy Schickel plays the ball, and Benjafield already his number obscured by a great lump of mud on the back of his shirt. That's a good start.
And to be fair to Batley, they're used to playing on a slope, Bill.
But it is a great opportunity now.
The two big lads passing to one another, great to watch.
Just short of that try line then. Schickel plays the ball, looking for a bit of width, but Daley Williams just had to check his stride to take that pass. And time for Batley to make the tackle. Jamie Leahy right in their ear holes shouting held. Presley, short ball back on the inside, just juggling with it, but still reversing towards the try line was Carl Hughes. On the last, he puts a little grubber kick in, and
Scrum down. Fair ball.
Little knock on there.
Did it hit the referee?
Don't matter, that's the right decision. Because the ball hit me.
And Jamie Leahy just confirming.
He's just confirming his right. The ball's hit me.
Feather puts the ball just on the end of his toe. He has plenty of players pushing up forward.
All the five.
There's Leahy, just touches the ball.
So this is a great opportunity for the Cougars. They get head and field at the feed at the scrum, right in a great area of the field. Feather, short ball. The pass was forward. The opportunity goes begging. The pass from Feather to Schickel went forward. Opportunity squandered.
It's in a good position, good part of the pitch. Well, I'm not sure about that. I thought on the first time that I saw it, I thought it was line ball at best. At worst, sorry.
Well, that's a harsh call, but a let-off for the Batley Bulldogs. Conditions not that clever, and having to suffer them out there in the wild night. Rod Studd.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Bill, don't worry about that. When we arrived at Keighley this afternoon, it was quite a pleasant afternoon, but the rain started coming down about 7:15, about 15 minutes before kick-off. I'll tell you, it's not clever down here at the moment. There's a lot of sand, a lot of mud on the pitch out in the middle as well. Not too bad near the goal lines, but out in the middle, it's not clever, as I say, and the rain is probably slightly at Keighley's backs as they go down the slope, Bill, in the first half.
And in fact, from up here in the commentary box, you can hear them slopping through the mud out there already. We've only had 5 minutes just coming up, and already the pitch is churning up. That's a good kick, that's a great kick, and Moss hounded down by the chasers.
Stick stop out.
Lee Green would call for that kick. Danny Moore, the man in your picture, he always leads the kick chase. The enthusiasm that they've got on this left-hand side, Batley. Moss had no chance of getting out. He's got back, he's done his job. He looks up, he sees two Batley defenders, nowhere to go.
I have a feeling there was a lack of communication there. Neither one confident to take that ball. And both of the Keighley players leaving it to one another. And in the end, it cost them this dropout.
Great kick from Gareth Moore to put them in this position now with a goal line dropout that slithers across the pitch, gets to the halfway line.
And Bill, in conditions like this, probably the most important player is the push up in support. Take the defenders off, try and get a one-on-one tackle. Chris Lythe, the hooker, he's very dangerous from acting half.
Sean Hesketh, outstanding game the last time Batley were on Sky Sports in that match against Keighley when they almost pulled off a remarkable comeback. Gallagher going across the field. 4 tackles gone, and they're still stuck on that Keighley 20 at the moment. Here is Hanforth. Ball back on the inside, it was a good one. But that's the 5th.
He's aiming for the post.
Lythe. Here is Hanforth, stabs a little grubber kick in, and it's again belted dead, and it's another goal line dropout. That kick from Hanforth forcing Keighley to just opt for the safest option.
Perfect from Paul Hanford. He shows his player where he's going to put that ball. This is the second dropout. Normally it's the third set of 6. Whenever you have to defend your own line, it's the third one that finally breaks the camel's back. You'll find that changes in direction will trouble defences. In this weather, going against the grain will cause that slip and that error.
Hanford picks the ball up. Now it's Sean Hesketh again, and Hesketh up to the 30-metre line. 2 tackles gone in this set of 6. Keighley backtracking. Here goes Chris Buttery.
3. Move! Hold! Go, leave it to me, nothing there.
Moore, here's Hanford now. Hanford holds on to the ball. Just a little drop of the shoulders. Gareth Moore now. Moore slicing his way through. He's just short of the try line. That's the 5th tackle. Hanford, one dummy runner, gets the pass in, but Keighley have done well there to defuse the situation. That'll be the turnover. Priest couldn't get through.
Tremendous defence from Keighley. As I said, the third set of 6 that they've had to defend. And the Keighley players showing plenty of commitment tonight.
So are Batley there. Referee calls held before Tom Burton got into real trouble.
Those are hard yards from Schickel there. He'll always put his hand up and drive his team forward.
But it's good defence from the Batley Bulldogs. Danny Moore in there, really restricting this progress. So Jones opts for the early kick for a 40-20 maybe, but on this pitch that's not going to skip away, and it's fielded by Barlow.
Kicking on the 3rd tackle was the correct decision. They were struggling to make yards. They're trying to get the ball down this end of the park, and Martin Barlow done a good job to regather that ball and take it forward.
Jason Walton going backwards there in the face of some ferocious Cougar tackling. Coming up to 8 minutes. No score yet here at Cougar Park in this championship bottom of the table clash between the Cougars and the Bulldogs. The forward pass, the 3rd of the game.
Jason Walton, that's his special player, Jason Walton. Sits there on the right, comes right back behind the ruck. No doubt about that one. That's a forward pass.
Guys, make sure we get the full 10. All right, there's no excuses.
So Cougars with head and feet at this scrum. Batley obviously expecting a much tougher proposition than they had last time out when they put 100 points on Gateshead, scoring 17 tries. Gareth Moore kicking 16 conversions. This is going to be a very different night, you feel. On the halfway line. Schickel now. Schickel was taken high there.
Onto his neck.
Oh, this is going to turn into a real slog in the mud. Byron Smith high.
Byron Smith, Jason Walton giving the penalty away, but again they're really not helping themselves. They're coming up with a penalty, they're making mistakes, and they're really struggling to get out of their in goal in the in zone area.
2 tackles gone in this set of 6 for the Keighley Cougars. On the 20-metre line. And Feather just directing operations for the Cougars. Jones now. Change of direction, back the way they came to Feather. To Presley. Presley onwards to Ollie Pursglove. He's tackled. 4 tackles gone. The Cougar supporters finding their voice. Presley now. Gets to his feet, plays the ball. Here's Danny Jones. Jones, a short ball. And that'll be the turnover. Went for the power play, didn't come off for the Cougars. Carl Hughes couldn't break through the Bulldogs' defence.
Keighley have done that on a number of occasions. They've gone one way and come back. I think they've had a look at the DVDs during the week and identified that perhaps Batley on the short side, and the short side that's not getting the ball, they just clock off. Expect to see that play over and over again.
Gallagher plays the ball. Oh, Priest taken high there. Just did a bit too much for Tom Burton. Stepped away from him. Pat on the back from Burton to Priest, acknowledging that he slapped at him really.
Priest just stepping off his left foot, but again, silly penalties relieving all the pressure.
Oh, direct hit into the commentary box.
Another one you've knocked on.
Two former Great Britain internationals, both of them diving for cover as the ball came near him.
I left it to my fellow front rower.
I didn't shout yours. Sean Hesketh, he does take the ball forward.
He was travelling then when he hit that one.
Go.
Are you all right now?
Here's Hanford. Back on the inside. 4 tackles gone.
Full 10. Go.
Moore, little chip kick over the top. That's a good option. It's a great option. And it's turned up well for Chris Buttery. Moore's little chip kick, but referee Leahy just wants to see whether...
I think he was offside.
If he was onside, the try scorer Chris Buttery.
I think he was offside. That was my initial thoughts. He's just at the bottom of your screen. Ooh, I don't know.
I think he could be on there, Barry.
Yeah.
He's taking a very good look. Buttery was looking right along the line to pick his spot.
He's done well, Buttery. You can see him slowing up the tempo of his run.
He pointed as well, Tez, just a second or two before that. He points for that ball from Gareth Moore.
As soon as I know, you'll know.
The grounding. Oh, there's a doubt about that as well. Have Keighley done enough to deny Chris Buttery? Let's have another look.
You've got to say, he's got downward pressure there.
The ball squirted away from him as he's put it to the ground.
Try.
The try is awarded. So Keighley's hopes that maybe the video ref Stuart Cummins would have spotted a knock on there, denied, and Chris Buttery gets his 3rd try of the season, but very much courtesy of the man of the moment, Gareth Moore. Scores a lot of points, but he creates them as well.
Well,
And
Gareth Moore,
he'll be looking to convert this try. Already 49 successes with the boot this season. Kicked 16 from 17 last time out against Gateshead and scored 2 tries. And this to take him to 120 points for the season already. His 50th success with the boot. And Batley ahead by 6 points to 0, courtesy of Chris Buttery's try.
clever little player, Gareth Moore, but here's the penalty. You can see that Tom Burton goes high on Ian Priest. It allows Batley to get the field position, and Gareth Moore, you can see he's very instinctive. He just takes the ball to the line. Chris Buttery pulls back his run and just times it to perfection. He points up, he says, I want it placed in here. He runs straight onto the ball, does Buttery. Steps to fullback George Rayner and goes in for the try.
So Batley, having been under a fair bit of pressure on their own try line in the opening 10 minutes or so of this game, get the first points on the board, looking for their first win of the season in the championship, that is, and second bottom of the table.
In conditions like this, you've got to make sure you don't give penalties away, because you are going to come up with handling errors. When people are coming out the line, they're trying to dislodge the ball, putting shots on the... So you've got to make sure your discipline is right on top form.
And I think as well, Tez, in the first couple of sets, elbows and knees, you see Tommy Gallagher there, elbows and knees. Keighley are unable to flip them on the back and get that extra second or 2 seconds.
Gareth Moore's kick. Good deep one, and Keighley with work to do to get the ball away from the danger zone.
Hang on. All right, okay, we're just... Hang on, whoa.
And
we're just waiting, there were 2 balls on, just go back to your line.
Referee Jamie Leahy just...
hang on, mate.
Just calling a halt to things, because 2 balls on the pitch at the moment. Play resumes, and Keighley, 2 tackles gone, still
go. Well done.
Too close to their own try line for comfort for them at the moment. Both these sides, of course, through to the quarter-finals of the Northern Rail Cup.
Leave that to me.
Keighley will play York, and Batley will have to face the Sheffield Eagles. Hunslet, who had that dramatic win at Halifax to qualify, face the Lee Centurions, and the Holders Widnes home to the Barrow Raiders. So these two, despite their troubles in the championship, have got something to look forward to in terms of the Northern Rail competition. On the last, and the kick Good deep one, but straight into the arms of Lee Greenwood.
Ooh. Lee Greenwood, too experienced for that. He was in the right place. Gave it across to his fullback. Somewhat of a hospital pass.
Fellas, all off.
Offside, says the referee.
And Keighley, too eager, too keen. They can't control that ruck, which means they can't get back on side and give away cheap meters in the middle of the pitch.
Go, let's go.
Hanforth.
One, move.
Gallagher
2 feet, wait.
plays that ball.
Go.
That's Byron Smith. 2 tackles gone. Already making good yards here.
3, move on the line.
And Keighley already back on their own try line, defending this set of 6. Here is Hanforth now. Hanforth finds Moore. Moore a short pass, but Danny Moore went without that. And Keighley defenders congratulate each other for a job well done there.
In conditions like that, that ball was never on. Danny Moore under all kinds of pressure from his opposite. You can see Jones just straight in his face. As soon as Gareth Moore passed that ball, Danny Moore had no chance of catching it.
But once again, Keighley struggling to make progress on this quagmire of a pitch. Quagmire already. Rain still falling.
Let him play, move.
Gallagher obviously picking up a knock to the hand there.
That's all they need, Bill. Straight direct runs, get to the kick. Barry Eaton, the man in your picture, will be sending down the message. Don't come up with the mistakes. Hesketh trying to get off the line, put a shot on Andy Schickel.
Line's in. Chris line.
4 tackles gone as Feather gets the ball away. We come back in field with Burton still going. Benjafield now, right across the pitch. Oh, Burton's put it down, and Gareth Moore has swooped on it, and Moore will return the favour. That was close to being one of the tries of the season from the Cougars.
Confident player, Bill, from in their own 20. Ryan Benjafield, the prop ball, found himself in the centre.
There you go.
He's taking advantage of it.
Is it the floor?
Penalty.
Ian Priest's elbows goes up, and in the process of playing the ball, Feather just has another pop.
Behind a little bit.
There's Ryan Benjafield, the prop with the break, thinking, what am I doing out here? But Tom Burton just couldn't take that pass in. But again, look where Batley are.
Will Cartledge comes on. He needs to lift this Keighley side.
Oh, big hit.
Move! Hold! Go!
But here's Byron Smith, and Smith, who's worked his way back into the Batley side, was left out against Halifax, but had a strong game against Gateshead, has earned his place, or kept his place. Hanforth trying to ghost through the Keighley defence. 4 tackles gone.
I think a number of them had a good game, scored in 100 points, Bill.
Hanforth, the ball sticking in the mud, and that'll be the turnover. Hesketh got the ball, he got the tackle at the same time, and Carl Harrison not impressed with the end to that set of 6.
But better play from Keighley. Don't stand back, wait for them to make the play. Get up, put pressure on, especially in these conditions.
Chris. Go! Gareth Moore!
Now then, can Keighley put it together again like they did in the last set of 6?
But an easy play to play. Nobody's pushing up, who's in support, no one's on the outside of him.
And they've lost the ball.
You're right, Tez, that's what happens with 1-out carries. You've got 3 people that can account for you, get up and bash you, and that's what happens here. There is a runner in support. It's good impact from Batley.
Watch what you're doing with your arm that's not holding the ball. Understand?
Just watch out for Batley. They seem to be setting at 70s and 30s, trying to split the field, trying to make Keighley number up wrong.
They've got head and feet at the scrum. It's with Danny Moore. Moore takes the tackle. Gareth Moore.
Go! Don't jump the line.
Well, there's not much of Gareth Moore, and he's only 20 years of age, this Scottish international, but he's a very lively player. Here is the try scorer, Buttery, and Buttery has lost the ball.
Maybe a touch too confident after scoring that try, Chris Buttery.
Well, it's not a night for overconfidence in terms of ball handling.
And it's not the night for putting a little dab through that. Especially muddy end down this bottom left-hand side.
Good defence from Batley there.
I disagree about that kick, Tez. To be fair, it's the execution of it wasn't the best. But get the ball on the floor and let's see how many decisions you can make, Keighley.
I agree with kicking it on a greasy surface, but not where there's mud.
Cartledge plays the ball. Jones, long downfield kick. And Priest runs it back and tackled by Tom Burton. And here's Greenwood. That's the halfway line. Greenwood tackled just over it, and Byron Smith runs it into the heart of the Cougars' defence. 3 tackles gone. Sean Hesketh again charging it up the middle, the prop forward who joins Batley from the York City Knights. Short ball, the pass is put to ground again.
But good build-up play by Batley. 2 big surges from the prop forwards, playing through the line. This is Jason Walton again at the line. The pass from Paul Hanforth, he just couldn't bring it in.
Former Salford man Jason Walton putting that ball down. We're going to see a lot of that tonight.
Offside.
And another penalty in Keighley Cougars' favour. Danny Moore, the culprit, according to the referee.
Yeah, it's an important thing. Don't double up on your mistakes. A little thing, a little piece of discipline, and it's cost them 25-30 metres here.
You and Chris.
Keighley now. They have to go back to February 2001 for their last win against Batley, and that was here. And it was an emphatic one, 66-12. Somehow can't see that sort of scoreline here tonight. Other than that, it's been all Batley in meetings between these two. They've won the last 7 home and away against Keighley in the last 9 years, so form very much favouring them. And they're ahead on the scoreboard, but only the 1 try in this opening 20 minutes here, and it's Keighley on the attack. Hughes takes the pass. Feather, furious with that, didn't quite go according to plan. Feather claps his hands. Here's Jones. Jones, little chip kick over the top. It's a good one. Burton has taken it. But that's going to be the turnover. He couldn't wrestle himself free of the tacklers. And the kick close to the try line could well be the best option here tonight.
We've seen a couple of times from both sides. When it comes to last tackle options, last tackle plays, they've been quite poor. I think both coaches, when they get the respective teams in, will say, make better decisions on the last tackle. Give it over on your terms.
Surrender! Stand!
That's been knocked on. Buttery, furious with himself.
Scrum.
And Keighley with a golden opportunity here from that error from the Bulldogs.
And these conditions, Bill, they do alter your skill set. Look at this. The ball is in one hand, no thumb around that ball, and as soon as there's any pressure applied on one of the corners sticking out, it's going to just work its way free.
That looked high on Johnny Presley. It was. The Batley players having to pay the price for that in terms of a penalty and a little bit of retribution from the Cougars as well.
Take him behind that line, please. Stuart, will you just check the number?
So Keighley will get the penalty.
First eye shot, please.
Well, it was Walton who stuck an arm out, Byron Smith who finished him off, then Ian Priest come over the top. Presley taking the ball to land, going through.
26.
There's a good impact off Priest, but Walton was the man who was pulled back for the high shot. Keep your composure.
Jason Walton being called out by the referee after consultation with the touch judge and just having a quiet word with the former Salford man who made 9 Super League appearances for the Reds. And, well, Keighley have decided to go for the 2 points on offer. On a night when points might well be hard to come by, that's possibly the right decision.
Jason Walton, the Batley second row, just lunging at Presley. And Presley's footwork and his short kicking game is something we turned up to Cougar Park expecting to see plenty of, and it's been quite tight in the opening quarter.
So Danny Jones will attempt to cut the deficit with this penalty. He's successful. 24th success of the season with the boot for him. And it's Keighley 2, the Batley Bulldogs 6 here at Cougar Park. And that's the reason why the penalty awarded for not one, but 2 high shots on Johnny Presley.
It was Walton first, then Priest who finished him off over the top. Jamie Lee, he'd right on the spot. And probably it'll calm a few nerves for this Keighley side, knowing that they've got a couple of points on the trial line. They've been building a bit of pressure. Carl Harrison will be frustrated because he knows that his team have given away the ball on numerous occasions and give some silly penalties away as well.
From the restarts, Benjafield in one of the muddiest parts of the midden here. Jermaine Ray slithering around.
Jermaine Ray's on the field now with the ball in his hands. He really does like to pick up and go. The game will just lift in the speed.
Well, there he is, Jermaine Ray. Spotless kit on the Jamaican international. That won't last for long. There he is. He's an important member of the Jamaican side, or hoping to be. Yes, they play rugby league in Jamaica, and what a wonderful thought that is on a night like this in Keighley.
Stand up.
Ray at the play the ball, and Jones with the kick. Good deep one, well, too deep in actual fact.
20.
I know there's people who disagree with this rule, but whilst it's there, you've got to make sure that you use it. And again, it's turned around. Look how condensed the Keighley side are now. They're set in the line, they can move up as a unit. And Jermaine Ray would have been sat on the sideline thinking, how can I go on there and how can I inspire my teammates?
Surrender! Stand!
There is Johnny Presley, who's the son of Steve Presley, the former referee, and once a Batley player, in actual fact. Steve Presley. Now very much involved in the match officiating behind the scenes. Another clean shirt on there. Kyle Wood. Well fielded by Gavin Duffy. That's a good return by the fullback George Rayner.
Wood nearly lost that, Rayner.
And they're offside, Batley.
Jason Walton was told early doors. The referee, Jamie Lee, he shouted out, "You're offside, Jason." He could have picked about 5 of them.
Jermaine Ray doing as predicted. Good strong run from him from that penalty.
Move, Chris, get it. Wait, John, go.
Danny Jones now. Oh, and the ball is spilled by Chris Baines.
Knock on.
Well, Keighley with problems. They're trailing on the scoreboard, but I think they've got an injury problem as well. Rod?
That's right, Bill. Ollie Pursglove's gone off. He's been in with the doctor for a few minutes, taking a real nasty bang on the knee. He's 50-50 to return. And I think Keighley will want to utilise this last 13 minutes of the first half. They really do want to be in front here, Bill, going down the slope, don't they? Because it's going to be tough for them to come back playing upstream, almost literally, in the second half.
That it is. Jason Walton, though, in possession for the Bulldogs.
And you can see how slippy the ball is. Danny Moore come off the line and he put the shot, and he just got his shoulder underneath the ball, which dislodged out of Chris Baines.
Come on,
Lee Greenwood under there playing the ball, the coach of Siddle, who of course have a big game coming up very soon in the Challenge Cup against the Batley Bulldogs, his own club. I don't think they've still not resolved that dilemma. Meanwhile, dilemma out there for the Bulldogs with obstruction, the players really not communicating.
Some frustration creeping into Batley's play now. You can see Walton goes through. His Batley teammate goes behind him. That's why the penalty's been awarded for offside.
So Jones,
obstruction, sorry.
There is Jason Walton. Meanwhile, Jones has stumped that penalty upfield. And it's another opportunity for the Cougars now. Plenty of tackles in the bag. As Schickel plays that ball. Now here's Will Cartledge. By day, manager of a DIY store in the locality, Will Cartledge. Well, here's Jones trying to construct something, and they have done, and Burton this time is in. Tom Burton, the 21-year-old, signed from the Giants. Surely he's got that one down, referee.
I think the touch judge...
You think the touch judge has awarded it, Barry?
The touch judge actually said to the referee, I thought he lost it, and Jamie Leahy, overruling the touch judge, said, I'm okay with it.
And Tom Burton gets his second try of the season, and, well, we said handling was going to be difficult tonight, but they did it well then.
Kyle Harrison will be really upset. Walton goes through, gives the obstruction. They've really not held themselves. They give 6 penalties away, they've made 5 handling errors. And you can see if you come back against the grain, the Batley defence is sliding across. They can't change their angle. They've lost the hips, the shoulders are facing out. That was just a good, simple try by Tom Burton.
Former Leeds Academy player Tom Burton, and recently at the Huddersfield Giants. And the sort of player that Barry Eaton has picked up during the close season. Not a great deal to work with in terms of finances. So he's giving young players a chance, and Tom Burton one of them. Now Jones. This to put Keighley Cougars in front, but can't do that. But the scores are level as we head towards the break, with Keighley on 6 and the Batley Bulldogs 6, and a thoughtful looking Barry Eaton, the Keighley Cougars coach. Once a Batley points machine, in actual fact, Barry Eaton, in his 3 years there, racked up the points. 824 in 94 appearances. Carl Harrison, once a Keighley Cougars coach for a season anyway. That's where, in fact, he got his he cut his coaching teeth, or this is where he cut his coaching teeth, in fact. 6 points apiece, half an hour gone.
Go.
Jones now.
Mark to it. He's okay.
Well, the Cougars not being put off by these muddy, wet conditions.
No, you're right.
A bit of air.
You're right, Bill. They're trying to play outside the tight 3 defenders for this Batley side.
Come on. Wait. Go.
Ray serves the ball up for Cartledge, and he's dumped to the ground. 4 tackles gone.
Go.
I think it was Greg Nicholson, in fact, in this mud. It's getting tough to distinguish, but it's going to get worse, that's for sure.
Go.
That's the 5th. Ray puts the kick into a corner. It's a good one. Just driving Batley deep into their own territory.
And Jermaine Ray famous for getting out and taking defensive lines on. On that occasion, he knows that the defence will be swarming towards him because of the threat he poses. Just puts it 10 or 15 minutes right in the pocket, right in the corner. And let's see Batley come away from their own line, see what we can get here. And that's what we can get.
That's exactly what they wanted.
All right, steal, and it would have knock on in a steal. Knock on in a steal, so it's a scrum.
Referee has said the ball was stolen, but then knocked on by the player who'd stolen it. So ultimately, it's head and feet to the Batley Bulldogs.
Lee Greenwood is relieved with that decision from the referee, Jamie Leahy.
Referee obviously getting a word from one of his supporting officials about that particular incident.
There it is.
Yeah, spot on. Spot on. The Keighley player tried to rip it out, and whilst in the action of ripping it out, he knocks it forward.
I think it could have been a loose carry, though.
4 tackles gone in this set of 6, and Batley slogging their way up the field, up the incline, through the mud. Penalty. Thank you very much indeed.
Tom Burton has created so many chances for his team tonight. He gives that tackle away for the grapple tackle, trying to turn Paul Hanforth over on his back. buy a few more seconds for his teammates.
In difficult conditions, the referee's been spot on, very vigilant on twists and turns, holding down, grapple.
Wait, go. Foot on it, James.
Good strong run from Potter. Two tackles gone.
Wait.
Oh, that was a sloppy play the ball. It was a complete mess of the play the ball. Potter protesting his innocence, but hoping forlornly that the referee will say that it was a hand in there from Keighley, but not a chance.
Craig Potter with good leg drive and a good body angle, trying to find his front. When he does, the ball is greasy, and again, because he doesn't have his thumb around it, he drops it.
So now it's Keighley's turn to try and break free. And they'll get the penalty.
You've got to respond immediately.
Well, both sides can be guilty of giving the opposition a breather.
And they're really strong in the tackle. They're attracting 4 defenders. So obviously there's space somewhere. Is John Gallagher trying to put him down? The man in your picture.
Go.
Coming towards the last 5 minutes of this first 40 here at Cougar Park. That was a little fumble, wasn't
I
it?
think that was a knock-on as well, Bill, you're right.
Referee didn't spot that one.
Good yards from Schickel.
Go.
Jermaine Ray then to Jones. Back for Cartledge.
Stand. Go.
And Jermaine Ray again there quickly and taking him on. 4 tackles gone though. Batley is keeping their eye on the line. Now James Haythornthwaite, a very highly thought of young player here. Takes a bit to get his name on the back of a shirt, but the body in the shirt is making quite an impression, but not making an impression with that pass there, the Cougars.
Since the introduction of Jermaine Ray, it's caused them a lot of problems getting out from dummy half. You see the pass from John Presley, didn't help his side there. But really is starting to ask questions. He's getting out, he's trying to catch the Batley defenders, get them defending on the back foot, trying to play off the back of that.
Ian Priest back at full-back tonight for the Batley Bulldogs. Remember, no Johnny Campbell because of that thigh injury. Picked up against Gateshead, so Priest reverting to full-back. There was a hand in there, it is. It's back to 1 as Walton has possession. And Walton is dumped to the ground by Schickel.
Come on, Trent, go.
Real slog in the middle of the field there that you can see what a quagmire that is. Potter now. Cut down by Jermaine Ray's tackle.
Go. 3.
Now it's with James Martin. Hanforth wading through the mud in the middle of the field and then stabs a nice little kick in. The chasers are there and a great finish from Mark Barlow. Barlow gets the try, but what a kick it was from Paul Hanforth, and a smile on the face of the Tiger, because he landed that one to perfection for Mark Barlow to not run onto but slide onto. I swear he slid for the last bit of that try.
Excellent kick from Paul Hanford. The referee says that John Presley played at that ball. Tiger Hanford tried to offload it. It's back to 1. Paul Hanford, he's a very dangerous player. When he gets the ball in his hand, you can see he fakes the kick. He sees nothing's on. So what does he do? He dinks the ball through. So clever. He goes out, steps left, he looks up right, pulls the players up to him, slides the kick in, and Barlow timed that to perfection.
Mark Barlow getting his 3rd try of the season. Another one of the players out there with Super League experience. Played for Wakefield in the 2002 season, as you can see, and enjoyed that one. And more. This round the corner for him to extend the Bulldogs' lead just before the half-time interval, but he's pushed that one across the face of the posts. They are ahead though, with a break coming up by 10 points to 6, and again the kick doing the damage. And it was always going to be that sort of tactic needed on a night like this. So Batley yet to win a game in the Cooperative Championship this season, even though they're through to the Northern Rail Cup quarter-finals. Not a great championship campaign so far, but that's come up nicely for the Cougars, and time in this first half for them to get points on the board.
And you'd only do that if you're confident. You want to get that ball back, you want to attack straight away. They know they've got a set of 6 before half-time.
That was brave from Jermaine Ray. He could have drowned then, as he went slithering after that ball.
You're saying he's small?
I'm saying it's muddy and wet. Well, a change of direction, and this time it's Keighley who go for the kick, but Batley are able to defuse that. Oof. And Barlow, well, at one end he's finishing them off, and at the other end he's defusing them.
Good play by Barlow, but what about this for quick thinking from Jermaine Ray? Put his body in line, he got that ball back, but good positioning from Barlow. He had a little look up, he saw that Craig Moss had called for that kick.
So a goal line dropout, and still in the last minute, time for Keighley maybe to get points on the board, but it's going to have to be another kick.
Wait, 2 feet, go.
Short pass. Will they hoist this ball?
Go.
Coming back towards the middle of the field, the clock counting down.
But that is what they need to improve on in the second half. They've got to bust through, then there's no one in support. Again, Jermaine Ray goes on his own.
Ray goes on his own, and he could have tried to dive for the line there, and he might have aquaplaned. Jones puts the kick in, and they are in. Danny Jones with the try. There was time for the Cougars to bite back, and Danny Jones gets his 3rd try of the season, and wrong-footed the Bulldogs' defence there, and that short kick-off paid dividends.
Quick thinking, Jermaine Ray, credit him with this try. A little piece of brilliance. You can see that Barlow catches the ball, they get the drop out, and Danny Jones, again he starts asking questions. Everyone's expecting the kick. The Batley defence are defending on the heels, they're not moving forward, they're not putting pressure on Jones. Jones just steps off his right and goes in for the try.
So once again the scores are level. And Danny Jones surely will put Keighley ahead for the first time this evening. He does, out of the grounds and into the dressing rooms with a 12-10 scoreline after a real slog in this first half at Cougar Park. And Keighley on the receiving end having to do an awful lot of defending, but when they've had the opportunities up the other end of the field, they've made them pay. And the Bulldogs, plenty of huff and puff from them.